Hey guys, I'm back. So, before I go any further with the video,
a little recap.
Cool Hot and Blue, A History of Jazz for Young People by Charles Boekman. Or Beckman, I'm not entirely sure how you say his last name. Let's get some shots in here of the inside of the book. These are all the signatures. Interesting stuff, huh? Spine of the book's a little bit faded, but all in all, the book's in pretty good condition, considering it came from a Goodwill store, a thrift store here in town. So, pretty neat find, I'd say. Pretty cool.
Let's type in Charles Boekman, or it's already typed in for us here, because I've already searched it, but anyway, for effect, I'll just type it in anyway. Misspell it. Okay, there we go. Charles Boekman. Alright, let's find something here. Let's just read this one, the very top. We'll go ahead and click on Audio's Charles Boekman Jr. from Pulp Fest at www.pulpfest.com, and we'll check this one out. Okay, it's loading up, and we'll see what we get here in a minute, as soon as this internet loads. A slow internet. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is an interesting website, pulpfest.com. We got Pulpfest 2017 being advertised up here with FarmerCon. I don't know what that is. Anyways, with FarmerCon 12, I don't know, July 27th to 30th, 2017. So it's already over. It's already since closed. It's since come to pass. Anyways, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is where it took place. That's pretty interesting. So anyway, I've never been to Pittsburgh. I've always wanted to go. Anyway, it's neither here nor there though. So let's go ahead and read this right up here about Charles Boekman. Audio is Charles Boekman Jr., November 2nd, 2015, by Bill Lampkin. Pulldom lost one of its few surviving pulp fictioneers recently. Charles Boekman Jr., who wrote as Charles Boekman, or Beckman Jr., died October 12, 2015. Maybe that's how you actually say his name. Maybe it's Beckman. Or maybe that's just a typo. I don't know. Anyway, died October 12, 2015, just a month shy of his 95th birthday. I'm going to continue to say Boekman, because that's how I've been saying it. So, anyways, Boekman broke into the pulps in the mid-1940s and continued writing from then through the format's demise. Among the pulps that he wrote for were Detective Tales, 15 Western Tales, Dime Ministry Magazine, Dime Detective Magazine, Star Western, and others. Several of his stories were adapted for television in the 1950s and the 1960s, including I'll Make the Arrest, Manhunt, January 1953, for NBC Celebrity Playhouse. When he wasn't writing, Beckman, or Boekman, toured with his jazz band as a clarinetist and saxophonist. He wrote Cool, Hot, and Blue, A History of Jazz for Young People in the late 1960s. His autobiography, Pulp Jazz, The Charles Boekman Story, which recounted his life as a jazzman and pulp writer, was published earlier this year by Bold Venture Press. Through the efforts of his wife, Patty Boekman found new celebrity among pulp fans in the past decade. Bold Venture also published 2 collections of his pulp stories, while Pro C Productions put out new works by Boekman. Patty Boekman wrote the entry for her husband at the Pulp Wiki. There are interviews with Boekman on David Cranmer's blog, The Education of a Pulp Writer, and an episode of Texas Standard News program. His obituary appeared in the Corpus Christi Caller-Times. A lifelong Texan, Boekman was born in Seguin on November 9, 1920. He died in Corpus Christi at age 94. The photograph of Charles Boekman Jr. by George Tully originally appeared in the Corpus Christi Caller-Times. Really interesting. I'm going to go ahead and give this a like here, because this is pretty cool. And you can also tweet it out, or add it to your Google Plus, or pin it. Very interesting. There's some more information. Copyright 2017 Pulp Fest. Other images, quotations, and trademarks protected by their respective owners, of course. Makes sense that they be protected by their respective owners. Anyway, it says here that Patty Boekman wrote the entry for her husband at the Pulp Wiki, so let's go ahead and click on the Pulp Wiki and see. Oh, so here's what she wrote about her husband. Nice, interesting, and fairly lengthy little write-up here. So anyway, this is the Pulp Wiki. Thepulp.net is what it states in the search bar above. Anyway, let's go ahead and read what she wrote, um, what Patty Beckman or Boakman. I'm not sure how to say. I need to find out how to pronounce that. Anyway, Patty Boakman. What did she write? Let's find out. Let's find out what she wrote about her late husband. Charles Boakman Jr. Charles Boakman Jr. wrote under the name Charles Beckman Jr. I guess it is Beckman. Okay. For a number of pulps, including Pursuit, Detective Story Magazine, Star Western, Detective Tales, 15 Western Tales, and others. Background: Charles Beckman Jr. began his love for the pulps as a kid, when he devoured the teen and adult versions of the magazines with the garish colored covers and the fascinating stories. A born storyteller, he delighted his neighborhood friends in the backyard at night, spooking them with ghost stories and other tales he dreamed up on the spot. One kid got so scared he ran home crying. Only later while in high school did he learn from a writer's magazine that people got paid for spinning yarns. That little piece of knowledge dictated the rest of his professional life. With wanderlust in his soul and a dislike for working for others, he decided that the life of an author would afford him the opportunity to be his own boss and have the freedom to travel to all the big cities he cared to see and to live in. After all, what other profession required only a typewriter, typing paper, and a fertile imagination to fund the lifestyle he dreamed of? Very cool. So, anyway, she goes on, of course, to write more about her late husband, and of course, I'm going to definitely dive more into that myself, in my own words, based on all the information that I can find here on the internet. Definitely going to do my own little biography for Mr. Charles Beckman in the next video. And again, I hope I'm saying his name right. I don't know if it's Boakman. Turn back to the original search, and here it is. Bold Venture Press, Pulp Jazz. This might all, yeah, here we go. This is Charles Beckman, and again, I'm gonna order this and read up on this because I want to definitely do a proper tribute to Mr. Beckman, a proper biography of my own on him. I want to state everything in my own words, not just read other people's words, but this is very interesting, and so here we have what I've been looking at on Amazon.com. Pulp Jazz, the Charles Beckman story. And then, of course, there's a few others right here. The Strictly Poison by Charles Beckman. And I'm kind of interested in reading these. I might actually go ahead and pick up a couple of these books and maybe do some book reviews or something. I did not intend on reviewing this the book that I'm talking about now, the book that I sold to Half Price Books, which, by the way, will also be revealed in a future video, what I got for it and how that went down. And it was never about the money. It was always I just wanted to give it back to the community, because I honestly, as much as I like jazz, I'm not a hardcore fan. I'm more of a, I would say, more of a casual fan. And so I want to give back, and so I didn't really care if they gave me $10 or $5 for the book. I was going to definitely I wanted to put it in the right hands, and I know that Half Price Books would definitely be the right place for it. So currently that's where it's at. I need to go back and see if they still have it. I went back a few times and I did not see it in the glass case, but maybe they sold it already, or maybe it's I don't know, up for auction somewhere. But anyway. Well, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. End of part 2.